Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is a Wednesday. Today is July the 28th. It is National Milk Chocolate Day.
I love all kinds of chocolate.
Yeah, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, any kind of chocolate. But today is Milk Chocolate Day. It's also Buffalo Soldiers Day today, which is cool. And it is National Water Park Day today.
Gotta love water parks.
A lot of folks probably going to celebrate by going to the water park. And I've got a guest joining me. I have Kathy Reichs. She's the author of several books, a best-selling author, and she's got a new one out called The Bonecode. She's had several of her books turned into movies, TV shows, all kinds of stuff. So excited to chat with Ms. Kathy Reichs coming up later on the program. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study by Northwestern University found the more money you make, the longer you will live. So if that is correct, I might not make it to the end of the program.
Because you can afford health insurance.
Just saying. If it goes the other way, I might not make it to the end of the show. Holy cow. And a different study conducted by researchers at the University of Michigan finds moving the clocks ahead each spring negatively impacts night owls more than anyone else. Researchers also believe it's time to leave the clocks where they are all year long, and
I agree.
They say we should abolish daylight savings time.
I agree with that. I think that would be kind of nice.
So where would we leave it? Will we leave it ahead or will we leave it behind?
We'll just leave it wherever it is when they make the decision.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I don't think it matters, does it?
It probably does. Yeah. So, and I know not everybody does daylight savings time, so that already messes things up with time zones and other places and whatnot. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting thing to talk about. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A man showing off his new gun to his buddies at a bar in Florida ended up shooting himself with the gun in a bar in Florida. This unidentified knucklehead was inside a place called O'Reilly's Uptown Tavern, Pensacola, 11 p.m. Thursday, pulled out a gun to show a man and a woman at the bar. The man made a quick motion to put the gun into an imaginary holster under his shoulder.
Oh, my gosh.
When it went off and struck his torso. It says, I don't know if he was pretending to be, I'm not going to say what it says, or something, bar manager said. But from what I can tell, it was completely by accident. They flagged down some police who were driving by.
Of course it was by accident.
The man left the bar, checked himself into a hospital before they could get to the police could get to the scene. Police say they're still trying to determine if charges are going to be filed. The man's condition not immediately known.
Guns and
booze?
Guns and alcohol do not mix.
No, they do not.
Never, never, never.
Never. That is what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. After being tracked down by the TMZ paparazzi, Chrissy Teigen was asked about her cyberbullying scandal, and she said she could be canceled forever. She told the camera operators that she's avoiding trouble by minding her own business, and, quote, I have decided I'm not going to get involved in anyone else's bleep ever again. So
it's probably a good idea.
Probably not a bad plan. Britney Spears, still in the news, announced that she has won the right to drive again, which is good. So
that whole situation
I don't
is
understand.
so sad.
It really is very bizarre. LeBron James is being ridiculed for his terrible performance in Space Jam. Now, here's the funny thing. A friend of mine went to the movie and said he thought it was fantastic.
Okay,
Then I read
did
other
he think
reviews.
the movie was fantastic, or
I don't
did
know.
he think that LeBron James is...
And maybe he's a fan. Who knows? But
Yeah.
he was saying it was great. Then I have another friend going, oh, don't waste your money. It was awful. So again, it comes down to personal
I hadn't
preference.
heard anything good about it, but...
There you go. Well, everybody has their own opinions.
Well, yeah, of course.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of PureCanaCompany.com, promo code radio. Wally Funk is in the news. Wally Funk. Well, take a listen. Wally Funk is complaining about her trip on Jeff Bezos' rocket, saying that the cabin was too small for her to roll around and experience the full extent of zero gravity. So Wally Funk got to go to outer space, came back and said,
and complained.
I've seen better.
2 stars.
I just don't quite understand that. You know, I mean, people who would love to have gone to outer space, and Wally Funk got to outer space and goes, not so great.
You just that right there is proof that you cannot please everybody, no matter what you do. He literally took her to space.
Yeah, and, would have been better if I could float around a little more.
Wow.
China is building the world's first waterless nuclear reactor. I don't know what that means,
I don't know
but
what
it
that
sounds
means
like
either.
a bad idea. I don't know what it means. I'm very confused by this. Facebook is now allowing people to conduct religious services on their streaming platform. Well, they have been.
Yeah.
I've been watching church on Facebook for a long time. During the pandemic, that's where a lot of people were going for their church
I don't
services.
know what that means.
So I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe because like the church service that I watched, they don't have the music on there because they were going, we don't know about the music royalties and whatever. So maybe this is saying they'll be able to do that. I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that. The top floor. Oh, I can't wait to tell Heidi about this.
Okay.
The top floor of the controversial Manhattan Super Tall, known as 432 Park Avenue, hit the market Monday. Asking price, $169 million, earning a rank of Manhattan's most expensive listing. The 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom, 2-powder room penthouse sits on the 96th floor of a toothpick-like building that has garnered a reputation for creaking floors, floods, and supposed design flaws.
So why would they be asking so much for it if it's
I don't
a
know.
dangerous building?
They're going, it's a great building. What are you talking about? Don't mind all that stuff. We're leaving for other reasons. So I don't know. It sounds lovely. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with #1 New York Times bestselling author Kathy Reichs. She's got her 20th novel out right now, and you might know her from The Bonecode and the TV series, Bones TV series. Kathy, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Now, you've got a ton of success that you've had writing the novels, and then the really cool thing is you've had some of this turn into a television series. You've just had success kind of coming all over the place, and you just keep putting out more and more books. Does it get kind of hard to keep coming up with ideas?
Not at all. I worked as a forensic anthropologist for more years than I'm going to admit to you. So, and I'm still, I keep up with, I attend our professional meetings, and, well, not this year. And I read our journals and keep up with colleagues, so I have no shortage of ideas.
So as you're working on a book, where do you start? Do you start with maybe like a case somewhere that you've actually seen, or you kind of just make stuff up in your head, or how does that work?
Well, it's a combination. It might be a case that I've worked. It might be a case that a colleague has worked. Sometimes it's what we used to call in the writer's room ripped from the headlines.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what this book. Yeah, that's what this book was. I read a little story about, probably online, about a Chinese physician who, against all ethical agreements in the genetics community, he went ahead and he took our knowledge of the human genome. The whole thing is mapped now, and he took the tool CRISPR for modifying the human genome, and he changed the genetics of 2 unborn babies. And everyone had agreed, we're not doing that. We're not going to create designer babies. Well, I started thinking, that's a great idea. And then, what if someone used this knowledge and this technology for nefarious purposes?
Yeah.
And then I asked myself, okay, here's the core idea. Here's the seed. Well, then what is this? What is that? What is that? And I spin it off into fiction.
And from that, we have a new book called The Bonecode.
That is correct.
Now, what was the very first book? When you look back, because you've got, now this is number 20, but what was the very first book that you put out? Was it in this same line here?
Absolutely. There's 20 of the Temperance Brennan series. And Temperance Brennan is a forensic anthropologist. People may know her from the TV series Bones. She solves cases that the normal autopsy couldn't do. They are burned or mutilated or mummified or dismembered or perhaps decomposed or just bones. And she helps figure out who it is and what happened to them.
That is awesome. Now, in the new book, The Bonecode, there's a pandemic. When you were writing this, was there a real pandemic going on, or were you writing this before that happened?
I was writing this way before that happened because it takes a year to write the book. It takes a year to produce the book. So it's like a 2-year process. So it's not a pandemic. It's like a flare-up, a hotspot of a contagious pathogen that results in a flesh-eating kind of disease. So, yes, that's in the book, just serendipitously. She has to do research into vaccine production, which became very timely as well when the book came out. So, it's a bit prescient as to what, a little creepy, how timely this book was when it was released.
So if that's the case, you type stuff and it happens, write a really positive story next time, please.
It's pretty positive. She catches the bad guy in the end.
That is awesome. Again, our guest today, Kathy Reichs. She is a #1 New York Times best-selling author. Her latest book is out right now, The Bonecode. If somebody would like to read this, do they need to read all of the others leading up to it since it's one of kind of the same series, or they could kind of start anywhere?
They could start anywhere. Every book is a self-contained story. If their mind is truly linear, they might want to start back with Deja Dead, the very first one, but it's absolutely not necessary. What I would do is I'd start with the new one, and then if you like it, then go back to the beginning and work your way through the series.
Is it pretty easy to find all of them? Can they find them online in bookstores, things like that?
Absolutely. They're online. My website, Kathy Reichs, Kathyreichs.com. There are links. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and so they're everywhere.
Kathy, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Again, Kathy Reichs, the newest book is out right now. It's called The Bonecode. I'm going to throw a link to that and also a way to find her other books. All of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A 70-year-old woman once competed in 7 marathons in 7 days on all 7 continents. Yeah.
A 7-year-old?
Yeah, 70.
70.
Yeah, Chow Smith was an avid runner. In 2017, she decided for her 70th birthday, she would compete in 7 marathons, 1 per week, all in 1 week on all of the continents. Traveling made it challenging. For example, Smith made the race in Egypt just minutes before the start because her plane had to go to Cairo and it was delayed. Despite the obstacles, though, she did complete her goal.
Wow.
So there's
That's pretty impressive.
Something to attain right there. And
I don't think we probably will.
I once watched people compete in a marathon, but never.
But it was exhausting.
It really was. There you go. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline England. A British man in Cornwall had to be rescued from a hole he dug on the beach after the sand around it collapsed inward.
Oh.
That would be embarrassing.
That would be very embarrassing.
Like, you okay down there? Yeah. What happened? I dug this hole, and then it collapsed on me.
That'd be embarrassing.
So luckily he's okay. He had to be rescued, though, so not so great. But that would be bad. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This Juliet has a mean streak. The former girlfriend of the lovesick British Romeo who made waves around the world driving that jet ski across the sea to go see her, and then he got himself in all kinds of trouble. It says he's been slapped with a jail sentence for attacking another woman. 31-year-old mother of two, Jessica Radcliffe, was sentenced to 8 months in the slammer after she and her pal, Leah Louise Bradley, assaulted a woman in her home while her kids were upstairs.
Oh, geez.
Two women attacked a police officer while they were being arrested as well. Radcliffe admitted to assault causing bodily harm, assaulting a police officer, and criminal damage. Bradley was also sentenced to 8 months in jail after pleading guilty to assault causing actual body harm, resisting arrest, and 2 counts of property damage. The sentencing is the latest to come from this foolhardy saga of the 28-year-old Dale McLaughlin.
Interesting.
He embarked on the 4.5-hour trip across the Isle of Man on a jet ski. The hopeless romantic roofer. He doesn't know how to swim, ended up getting across there during COVID lockdowns and got himself in all kinds of trouble. And this story just keeps unfolding. It sounds to me like a movie in the making. Not a great movie.
Sounds to me like a whole lot of maybe some mental issues on all parts.
I don't know. There's some stuff going on. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. According to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, a man found a surprise guest in his pool when he got home from the doctor's office. He said he noticed a bunch of clothing scattered all over his backyard and a naked woman in the pool.
She just wanted to swim.
Heather Kennedy the trespasser, Heather Kennedy, told them to leave her alone, refusing to put her clothing on.
Oh my gosh.
Deputies eventually convinced her to leave the pool and put her clothing back on. They tried to detain her. She resisted, pulling away from the deputies. They managed to subdue and book Kennedy into the jail, identifying her from previous booking photos. She now faces charges of trespassing in a structure or conveyance and resisting officers without violence. So, online, the thing that's funny is people are going, if I came home to a naked woman in my pool, I would not be calling the police.
Well, it depends on what the naked woman looks like.
It doesn't matter. I'm just going, what would you have done there, big guy? I mean, no, I think the whole thing is ridiculous.
She wanted to be left alone, so it's not
I don't know. Yeah. So hopefully she gets the help she needs, because it sounds like there's something going on. It is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Aspen Ridge, Lakewood, Colorado. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Aspen Ridge.
It's a golf course.
Aspen Ridge is a rehab center.
No way. Oh my gosh.
I don't know why I laugh so much when you get it wrong.
I know. You
I
love
do appreciate
that.
it. I appreciate this.
I think we should go back to fake news or Florida.
No, this is so much more fun. You were really good at the other one. And this
know,
one, not
it
so
was.
much. Not so good at all. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. I think this is a really cool story. A new start after 60. A woman fulfills her dream of opening her own bookshop. This is in Somerset, England. She had this lifelong dream of working in her very own bookshop. And at 65 years old, Carol Ann Warburton handed in her notice at work and opened it's called The Book Rest. There we go, on West Street. She's got over 8,000 books that she collected over her lifetime. She said she began buying books in college, a habit that, in adult life, yielded a hoard of books. She said, our house was absolutely chock-a-block. I don't know what that means. Does that mean full?
It means full.
Most rooms had boxes of books and bookshelves full of books. We had a 4-bedroom house, and all of the rooms consisted of a small walkway between piles of books.
Oh, wow.
Her daughters hated it, she said.
Yeah, I bet.
This year, the Book Rest celebrates its 10th anniversary. She said, I'm so happy. I'm standing in the middle of a pile of books. I can walk around the shop and pick up books and sit down and read them. I would like to keep doing this until I no longer can. It's a wonderful feeling. Someone can walk in tomorrow and say, I've been looking for this for an awfully long time.
Aw,
I think that's really cool.
that's sweet.
So it's 10 years
it
ago
is
she did
never
this.
too late to achieve a dream.
No. And here's the thing. So this was 10 years ago. So she was 65 then. Now she must be 75 if my math is correct. But think about this. Harlan Sanders, Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
He was over 60 when he started KFC. There are a lot of people who this last year, their life changed a little bit, and they're like, well, I'm not doing what I used to do. Maybe it's time to follow my dreams and do something else. So it could happen for anybody.
Anytime.
Yeah? Absolutely. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.